It is with immense delight that I welcome everyone in attendance to the staging of Riot, a dramatic adaptation of Dr. Shashi Tharoor's novel by the same name. It is a matter of proud privilege and special honor for us to have in our midst the author himself. We would like to extend a heartfelt welcome to Dr. Shashi Tharoor, Member of Parliament, who is here with us today. I extend a warm welcome to Professor Dr. Ranveer Singh, Vice Chancellor, and Dr. G.S. Bajpai, Registrar, National Law University, Delhi, our guests, our faculty members, and the students. Ladies and gentlemen, the year is 1989, and we are now about to enter Zaleelgarh, a haphazardly planned, characteristic North Indian town, mirroring the communally hypersensitive India where Hindutva gave its first call. Now that we are journeying back to 1989, it is sufficiently appropriate for me to request you to put your mobile phones on the silent mode. We would sincerely appreciate if you could remain seated for the entire duration of the play and do not make any movements while the performance is underway. It is considered a legend of theatre that the once director of the National School of Drama, Mr. Ibrahim Al-Qazi, had not admitted former Prime Minister, Mr. Nehru, to a performance that he had reached late for. I think that's an ideal worth striving for. With this, I welcome you to Zaleelgarh.
Kadambari. This is Miss Priscilla and Mr. Shankar Das. We are here from the Helpers Foundation. Would you mind if we speak to you for a minute?
Please come in.
So what's your name?
Fatima.
Like she said, we're from the Helpers Foundation and we're here to spread awareness amongst women like you about the rights that you have over your body. For that, I might have to ask you a few personal questions. Is that okay?
Will anyone else find out?
No, it will stay between us. How many children do you have?
7.
And you plan on having more?
Not me, Ma'am Saab. My husband. He's proud of his children.
Can you afford to have more children?
No, Ma'am Saab, and I've said this to him. But when I mentioned it to him, he took it as an insult and beat me up. Every day he beats me up.
Why don't you use protection, like condoms?
He won't wear them. When I offered them to him, he called me a whore and then...
I understand. Here. Take these pills and try to use them.
You are very considerate, Madam Priscilla. Very considerate.
Mr. Das, it's all about women, about the control of their bodies, their right to sleep with the man they choose, with the protection they choose, for the outcome that they choose. Every woman must have this right, Mr. Das. Every woman.
Very right, Madam Priscilla. Very right.
I've been hearing about your project on population control. How's it coming along?
Very well, sir. Very well, sir. We are the best of the best projects.
How many families have you catered to?
2,343 families, sir. 2,343 families. And outreach program to 1,750 families.
That's some good work.
Sir, sir. Madam Priscilla, yes, sir. Yes, sir, madam.
Hello, my name is Priscilla Hart, and I'm a final year student at New York University. I'm helping Mr. Das with this project.
That's wonderful. Mr. Das, Ms. Priscilla, please join me for tea in my office.
Sir, I have a survey today, sir. I shall join you afterwards. Madam Priscilla will join you.
Good afternoon.
Sir.
No, Priscilla, I am not too young for this job. If Jesus Christ was my age, he would have been crucified.
Do you think you're some sort of messiah to the people?
No, not at all. What do you?
Me? No. Why?
Well, you've come to this benighted place, leaving behind all your future comforts. Your microwave ovens, your 31 flavors of ice cream. You live in the armpit of India and what? Work in population control. Why do you do it?
Population control awareness. And besides, I'm just telling people about their rights, about things that can actually help them. That's all.
But why? Are you pursuing some sort of missionary vocation?
Don't be silly. I haven't been sent by the church. I'm just doing my field research and I'm glad to be useful.
Useful. I think it was Oscar Wilde who said, usefulness is the last refuge of the unappealing. But even he would agree that the last adjective does not apply to you.
I didn't know that Indian administrators were required to read Oscar Wilde.
Oh, we read everything. What else is there to do in these God-forsaken places they post us to? But Wilde actually had performed in college. St. Stephen's? The importance of being earnest. My friends and I love the use of language. Truth is rarely pure and never simple. For months after the play, we went around talking in wild languages, some of which we made up ourselves.
That's in India I have never known.
India that treats us wild and makes them wildly immigrants?
Exactly.
Well, Priscilla, we are just as Indian as the pregnant women in your population control program. Unless, of course, you're any less authentically American than, say, the welfare queen of Hollywood.
I get the point you're making.
Salam, sir.
Ah, Meeta Mohammed. His tea is always too sweet. He puts in too much sugar, so we call him Sweet Mohammed.
Salam, sir.
Have you seen the Kotli yet? Then you must. Clear's only authentic choice. How come you haven't seen it yet? I must take it. Dusk is the perfect time. You can see the sun setting over it.
भाइयों, आपको यह तो मालूम ही है कि आज हम यहाँ पर क्यों इकट्ठा हुए हैं। आज हमारा समाज पतनगामी है। इस बात का पता हमें इससे ही चलता है कि हमें हमारे देवी देवताओं के बारे में, हमारे धर्म के बारे में न के बराबर ज्ञान। आज मैं आप सबको रामायण के नायक भगवान श्री राम की कहानी सुनाऊंगा। भगवान श्री राम एक महान नायक, एक महान राजा थे, परंतु अपनी षड्यंत्रकारी सौतेली माता कैकेयी के कारण उन्हें 14 वर्षों के वनवास का कष्ट झेलना पड़ा भाई। और उस वनवास के दौरान भी क्या क्या कष्ट नहीं झेले श्री राम ने। वनवास के दौरान लंका का राजा रावण, उसने माता सीता का अपहरण किया और अपने साथ लंका ले गया। परंतु भाइयों, भगवान श्री राम हाथ पर हाथ धरकर नहीं बैठे रहे। उन्होंने अपने छोटे भाई लक्ष्मण एवं वानर श्रेष्ठ हनुमान के साथ मिलकर लंका पर आक्रमण किया, वानर को पराजित किया और माता सीता को अपने साथ लाए। भगवान श्री राम एक महान नायक, मैं उनकी प्रतिदिन वंदना करता हूँ। हाँ, हम भी उनकी वंदना करते हैं। जैसा कि आप सबको मालूम है, भगवान राम का जन्म अयोध्या में हुआ। आज भी अयोध्या में भगवान राम के अनेकों मंदिर हैं, परंतु सबसे पवित्र स्थल पर आज कोई मंदिर नहीं है भाइयों। पर ऐसा क्यों है भैया? ऐसा हमेशा से नहीं था। सदियों पहले प्राचीन एवं मध्यकाल में वहां पर एक भव्य मंदिर हुआ करता था, जहां पर देश के कोने कोने से श्रद्धालु अपने श्रद्धा सुमन अर्पित करने आते थे। परंतु एक बर्बर मुसलमान शासक, मुगल शहंशाह बाबर, जो कि एक भारतीय भी नहीं था, उसने उस भव्य मंदिर का विध्वंस किया और वहां पर एक मस्जिद का निर्माण किया। मुसलमान सबसे पवित्र स्थान पर मस्जिद। आप ही बताइए, क्या आप इसकी कल्पना भी कर सकते हैं? सदियों तक हमने मुसलमानों के जुल्म सहे, उसके बाद अंग्रेज आए, हमारी परिस्थितियों में कोई बदलाव नहीं हुआ, हमारे दुख कम नहीं हुए। हमें लगा कि आजादी के बाद, बल्कि मुझे यूं कहना चाहिए कि बंटवारे के बाद सब कुछ बदल जाएगा। हाथ बदला, लेकिन भाइयों, फिर एक दिन चमत्कार हुआ। उस मस्जिद के आंगन से भगवान राम की मूर्ति मिली। भाइयों, या भगवान राम का हमें सीधा संकेत था कि उस मस्जिद की जगह पर एक भव्य मंदिर के निर्माण होना चाहिए। परंतु गूढ़ प्रश्न यह उठता है कि क्या ये अदालतें सुनेंगी? आज देश की कमान भी उन नास्तिकों और उन वामपंथियों के हाथों में है जिन्होंने देश की संस्कृति एवं सांस्कृतिक विरासत को भुला दिया है, बिखरा दिया है, इसकी बलि चढ़ा दी है। भाइयों, ध्यान रहे, ध्यान रहे। इन्हें इस भारत की पुण्य भूमि, इस राम की भूमि के साथ न्याय करने की कोई परवाह नहीं है, कोई परवाह नहीं है।
मगर हमें परवाह है। मंदिर हम बनाएंगे, हम बनाएंगे।
Five major sources of division in India: language, region, caste, class, and religion. Let me explain religion to you in the Indian context. See, Hinduism is great for encouraging socialism because everyone basically believes that their miseries in this life are a result of their misdeeds in the previous one. But at the same time, believe that their problems in this world would be addressed in the next. But that is only if they shut up, be good, and accept everything as it is. But religion also leads to communalism, the sense of religious chauvinism that transforms itself into bigotry and sometimes violence against other religions. The Muslims, for example, feel like a threatened community, so the state gives them concessions. It allows them their own personal law. It subsidizes the Hajj pilgrimage. Does it sound too easy? Believe me, it isn't. Skulls. Skulls have been broken over each of these issues. And you know what Professor Tharoor from Stevens used to say? He said, our civilization will commit suicide out of its own complexity. A nest built on frail branches is doomed to destruction. However, the principle is simple indeed. Let everyone believe that they're as Indian as everyone else. That's the secret. So that people can think that they can be a good Bihari, a good Muslim, and a good Indian all at once. And it's worked, Priscilla, it's worked. They have given passports to a dream of an extraordinarily pluralistic India.
You are indeed very informative. Tell me more about this place, this Koti.
Kotli is haunted, people say.
What?
Well, the story goes that the owner was killed by his wife and a lover long. Ever since, he has been haunting the place. But that was a long time ago.
Do people still think that it's haunted?
In India, myths and legends are very slow to die, Priscilla.
Unlike the people.
Why would you say that, Priscilla? Have you really seen so much of death and dying here? Zalilgarh has been pretty peaceful. There's been no riot, at least since I have been here.
I was just preoccupied. I'm sorry.
Although you could be right, we have seen more unnecessary death here than I can bear to. Hey, what do you write in your diary?
It's supposed to be private.
You Americans and your exaggerated sense of privacy. Let's go, Captain.
Wow! It's like saffron spread like a stain across the sky. And I can smell the scent of gulmohar and bougainvillea.
You like it?
Yes. Simply the most beautiful sunset I've ever seen.
dominant culture of North India, but not of its composite religiosity. A number of Muslim figures are still worshipped by Hindus. Only Chishti, Shah Badr and Sheikh Nizamuddin. We need to keep reminding people that tolerance is a tradition in India. The communal crossovers are as common as communal clashes. But it is difficult to imagine, especially in a country where we have never had a non-sectarian account of the sectarian strife. All of our history is nothing but unsubstantiated hagiography. And you know what the Americans have to say about us? That we have too much of history. We know that we have two things: history and mythology. And sometimes, unfortunately, it is difficult to tell this difference. But I will leave that thought for some other day, some other time. Today, these Hindu fanatics are trying to reinvent a new past for this nation, fabricating wrongs that they want to right, dredging up evidences of Muslim malfeasance and misappropriation of national glory. They know not what this will do to the very fabric of this nation. Iqbal Sahib once wrote a couplet that I keep telling my students of. तुम्हारी तहजीब खुद अपने खंजर से खुदकुशी करेगी, जो शाखी नाजुक पे आशियां बनेगा, नापैदाश हो। The trouble is, we don't read much of Iqbal anymore.
Isn't it lovely here? I could sit with you and look across the river as the sun sets completely. Feel the darkness settle on your shoulders like a cloak, and forget everything. Especially the hatreds that are slowly being stoked in my tongue.
Lucky, are you Hindu? Who do you worship?
I am a Hindu. I was born one and I've never been attracted to any other faith.
Who do you worship?
I pray to Hindu gods, of course. It's not like I believe that somewhere in heaven is a god who looks like a Bombay calendar artist's image of him. But yes, I pray to Ganpati and to Vishnu and to Shiva. I think human beings are like electronic devices that need to be charged regularly. And prayer is that way of plugging into that charge.
But then, who are these Hindu fundamentalists? Are you also a...
I have nothing to do with these so-called Hindu fundamentalists. In fact, it's a bit odd to talk about Hindu fundamentalism itself. See, Hinduism is a religion without fundamentals. There's no single sacred church, there's no compulsory beliefs, there's no centralized book. But anyway, I have nothing to do with these people. Hinduism is a faith of tolerance.
But then, why do we hear that devotees of a tolerant religion want to desecrate a shrine? That they're going around assaulting Muslims in its name?
To me, it is a matter of great sorrow and shame. Hinduism is large, eclectic, and agglomerative. It understands that faith is a matter of hearts and minds, not bricks and stones. And anyway, why should Muslims today pay the price for what Muslims may have done 450 years ago? It's just politics. The 20th century's politics of deprivation has eroded the culture's confidence. Hindu chauvinism has emerged from a competition for resources in a contentious democracy. Politicians across all faiths throughout India try and mobilize voters based on narrow identities. And Indians today have become more conscious than ever before of what divides us. And so, These fanatics in Garhwal want to tear down the Babri Masjid and construct a Ram Janmabhoomi temple there.
You think it will all turn violent?
One cannot really say.
It's getting pretty dark. I think we should go now.
Wait, Priscilla. These sunsets start to be savory.
It is pretty.
Priscilla, have you ever been in love before?
Of course I have. I had a boyfriend and then another one.
I guess, however, in India, we consider marriage to be a union between families as a means of perpetuating the social order. In America, perhaps, they put two people loving each other and wanting to be together.
Yes, of course. Marriage is essentially a union between two people who love one another. And besides, in our society, the men and women interact freely, so they get a chance to know each other.
How does one find that someone is worthy enough to spend an entire lifetime with?
Worthiness? In your society, it is always the man who makes these decisions. Let me tell you, Lucky, your society does not seem to respect women. Your Hindu god Ram, for instance, lost the woman he had vowed to win back. All because of rumors of her being unchaste. What does that say about your society? That appearances are more important than the truth?
The truth. You see, the singular thing about truth is that you can only talk about it in plural. Isn't your understanding of the truth depend on how much
And gossip is more potent in fact. Loyalty is all one way, from the woman to the man. And when society decides to stack up all odds against the woman, she better not count on the man for support. She has no other choice but to end her life.
It's not like that.
And don't Indian men and women love one another?
Of course we do, Priscilla. But love is supposed to come after marriage.
Lucky, how could you, so well-read, overeducated, a Western liberal, have had an arranged marriage?
Because I'm Indian, Priscilla. That's how it's done. I love the Beatles and Bharatanatyam. I read Oscar Wilde and eat with my fingers. I read Marx and let my parents arrange my marriage.
How could you let something happen to you?
Because that's how it is done, Priscilla. See, we believe you can't really love somebody unless you know them. And you only know them properly after you're married to them. Don't get into all this, Priscilla.
The dirty brown dhotis of dirty brown men, weaving in and out of traffic, in and out of their sad-eyed women, clad in gaily coloured saris, clutching babies, baskets, burdens too heavy for their undernourished bodies. For the children, drinks of sewer water. Serve their men first, eat what's left, if they're lucky, and then submit, unprotected, to the heaving thrusts of their protectors, abusers, masters. One more baby comes to wallow in misery with the rest.
We have to see Fatima. But madam, I really don't...
You! Don't you dare meddle in my business. Just don't. I don't want you coming close to the door of my house. Do you get it?
It's your wife's right to have as much information on how to conduct her life. She has the right to
I decide how my wife conducts her life, not her, and certainly not you. न जाने कहां से आ जाती हैं बेहुदा अंग्रेजी औरतें। ये लीजिए, और हो सके तो इसका इस्तेमाल खुद कीजिएगा।
रामशिला पूजन की घोषणा के बाद देश में हर्ष और उल्लास की लहर दौड़ गई। सदियों के सुहाने सपने आखिरकार हम सदियों से चले आ रहे गलत को सही करने जा रहे हैं। हम राम मंदिर का पुनर्निर्माण करने जा रहे हैं। इनके हमारे उस रक्त की तरह सुर्ख और लाल जो हम हंसते हंसते रामलला पर न्यौछावर कर देंगे। और उन ईंटों पर सफेद रंग से लिखा हुआ देवनागरी में राम राम राम। कितना मनोहर है। लेकिन भाइयों, ये मुसलमान पापी हैं, घोर पापी है। हमारी सभ्यता की पावन माटी का बंटवारा करके एक बार नापाक पाकिस्तान की रचना तो ये कर ही चुके हैं। मेरा सर शर्म से झुक जाता है यह कहते हुए कि हमने अपने मान अभिमान का गला घोटकर इस बंटवारे जैसे खिलौने कृत्य को सहन कर लिया।
मैं पूछता हूँ, क्यों मेरे टैक्स का पैसा मुसलमानों के अकेले खर्च किया जाए?
ये सवालों के जवाब तो ढूंढने हैं हमें भाइयों। मुसलमान ये तो स्वैच्छिक परिवार नियोजन का भी यह कहकर विरोध कर रहे हैं कि यह इनके धर्म के खिलाफ है। ध्यान रहे, ध्यान रहे, वह दिन दूर नहीं है जब ये इस देश में इतने मुसलमान पैदा करेंगे कि हम हिंदू ही यहां पर अल्पसंख्यक रह जाएंगे। आपको याद है ना, बंटवारे के वक्त इनका नारा क्या हुआ करता था कि लड़कर लिया है पाकिस्तान, हंसकर लेंगे हिंदुस्तान।
भाइयों, ये भीषण संकट है जो हमारे सामने खड़ा है।
और आपको मालूम है साध्वी कमरा इन मुसलमानों के बारे में क्या कहती है? वे कहती है कि ये मुसलमान भारत की मलाई में निचोड़े हुए नींबू की तरह है।
बिल्कुल सही बात है।
और आखिरकार आप ही बताइए, कब तक हम वेस्टर्न वर्ल्ड के द्वारा भारत के बारे में फैलाए हुए झूठ और भ्रांतियों को सहन करते जाए? देश का बंटवारा अंग्रेज करे, इल्जाम हम हिंदुओं पर आए। आज भी जब कोई राजनेता उस पवित्र स्थल पर एक भव्य मंदिर के निर्माण की बात करता है तो आप उसे कट्टरपंथी कह देते।
कट्टरपंथी? हाँ।
ऐसा इसलिए है क्योंकि आप हम हिंदुओं को समझने का प्रयत्न ही नहीं करते। हम हिंदुओं को कट्टरपंथी कहा जाता है। पर मैं पूछता हूं, उस 13 शताब्दी लंबे इस्लामी कट्टरपंथ और उत्पीड़न का क्या जिसके शिकार हम हिंदू रहे हैं? उसके बारे में बोलने पर इनके मुंहों पर ताले क्यों लटक जाते हैं? आज भारत अपना दावा प्रखर रूप से प्रस्तुत कर रहा है, लेकिन इन्हें दिखता है तो क्या? इन्हें दिखता है तो सेक्युलरवाद पर मंडराता हुआ खतरा। जैसे यह सेक्युलरवाद हमारी बड़ी बहुमूल्य विरासत है। ये अंग्रेजी माध्यम में पढ़े हुए लोग, इन्हें यह तो मालूम नहीं कि धोती में गांठ कैसे मारते हैं, लेकिन ये इस बात पे इतरा रहे हैं कि ये चम्मच छुरी कांटे से खाना खाते हैं। ये डीएम लक्ष्मण जैसे जो खुद को बड़ा मॉडर्न, सेक्युलर, कॉस्मोपॉलिटन समझते हैं। ये हम हिंदुओं की निंदा करते हैं। बताइए,
ये हमारी संस्कृति का उपहास करते हैं, ये हमारी परंपरा का मखौल उड़ाते हैं।
और मैं आपको एक बात बताऊं, ये इस बात का बेतहाशा प्रयत्न कर रहे हैं इस तरह से ये खुद को इस समाज में एक ग्लोबल सिटीजन, विश्व नागरिक के तौर पर स्थापित कर सके। लेकिन भाइयों, चाहे कुछ भी हो, राम मंदिर का निर्माण तो होकर रहेगा,
जरूर होगा।
फिर चाहे इसके लिए हमें कितनी ही जिंदगियों की आहुति क्यों न देनी पड़े, हम उस जमीन को अपने रक्त से सींचेंगे और जरूरत पड़ी तो गारा अपने पसीने से तैयार करेंगे, लेकिन राम मंदिर का निर्माण अवश्य करेंगे भाइयों, राम मंदिर का निर्माण अवश्य करेंगे। अच्छा आप गौर से सुनो। मस्जिद के बगल से हमारा एक जत्था निकलेगा जो पोटली होता हुआ मंदिर की तरफ जाएगा। तुम तो तैयार है ना?
We should remember what Maulana Azad once said. Islam gave India what it needed most, the most precious gift from the treasury of Islam, the gift of human equality. Full 11 centuries have passed since then. Islam has as much a right over India as Hinduism. But it is also the tragedy of Muslims of this country that it was Jinnah who triumphed and not Azad. M.C. Chawla, as India's foreign minister in 1971, stated, Pakistan was conceived in sin and is dying in violence. But then, what of India's history? Who owns India's history? Are there my history and theirs, and then their version of my own history? This is what the Ram Janmabhoomi agitation is all about. About the reclaiming of history by some who think that at some point of time they were written out of the script. Isn't it amazing how these Hindus claim history to be on their side? The exactness, the preciseness. They seem to know the exact spot at which the Lord Sri Ram was born. Not 10 yards away, not 10 feet away, but that precise spot. And they seem to know of a person whose date of birth is historically unverified. There is no historicity to the claims of Ram Janmabhoomi. And if these Hindus get away with attacking Muslims today, they will attack Christians tomorrow, Parsis, Jains. Because at a more fundamental level, it is intolerance that is the enemy. And intolerance can always shift targets. Yes, there is prejudice in this country, yet I love this country. Not because I was born in it, but because the graves of my parents have mingled their bones into the soil of this land. I love India because I know it. I've read its history, I've traveled its geography, I've breathed its polluted air. India has shaped me, my tastes, my friendships, my passions. Today, if I support Muhammad Azharuddin, it is because he plays for my team, the Indian cricket team. Not because he's a Muslim. At least, not just because he's a Muslim. But we are seeing more and more of the demonization of this collective. These Hindus talk about the Shahabanakis, the Muslim personal law. Muslims can have 4 wives and are outbreeding all of us, they exclaim. Pray tell me, how does having 4 wives increase the number of wombs? It still remains 4, whether by one husband or many. And by what statistical projection can 115 million Muslims outgrow 700 million Hindus? If a handful of Muslims are pro-Pakistan, how can we paint the whole community as such? This nation has been afflicted by the intellectual cancer of differentiating between us and them. But But for our children, there is only one possibility of India, and that is of a nation greater than the sum of its parts. Perhaps Iqbal Sahib said it best when he said, "ना समझोगे तो मिट जाओगे हिंदुस्तान वालों, तुम्हारी दास्तां भी न रहेगी दास्तां में."
As a husband, as a father. My daughter. I'll look at her each day, do homework with her, take her to the movies. And then, I fear not being there for her.
I need you to be there for me, Ilhaki.
But can I deprive myself of her? Can I absent myself from the rest of her childhood? You conveniently ask. What is the matter? I say everything is the matter.
After 6 months of relationship, you have no claims on you now.
It's not that.
No, tell me. I need definite answers. Am I just a convenient outlet for your passion?
You don't understand, Priscilla. It's not that. Lucky, my man, happy birthday! Guru, have a seat. How's it going, Guru? All well, man. Those Hindu pockets have been getting a little charged up about building their temple. That really worries me too. But that's alright. I'll have all my men posted at the important location. Thank you, Rekha. That's so sweet. Such a nice car.
Rekha, it's time for you to sleep now. No, I don't want to sleep. I want to talk with Daddy. No, Rekha, it's getting late. You have school tomorrow. Let's go and sleep. Good night, Uncle. Good night, Daddy.
Good night. That's a fine strategy. I have more than that to worry about. What's the matter, my man? I don't think I can do this anymore. I want to quit this job. You can't be serious, Lucky. You were paid for the civil services. It's not fulfilling enough, Guru. I see. It's the woman, isn't it? She's an American, Lucky. A freaking Yank. They're not like us. I know what's happening. You've seen the possibility of sexual paradise. Lucky, don't confuse wedding well with wedding well. This job hasn't given me what I wanted. You should understand that. It's too dark and too grimy. There's too much political intrusion. You're telling me this, Lucky. Me. When I became a cop, I came with this set of values. But that is not why I'm a cop today. You want to talk about politics? Let me tell you something. Something I haven't shared in all these years. I had a 10-year-old nephew. My sister's son. Navjot.
He was a die-hard cricket fan. Would have played for the Indian cricket team someday. He was coming back with his father from a cricket match. They were driving in an old family ambassador, and they ran into a mob, looking for some sick blood to spill. The bastards surrounded the car, someone got a can of petrol, and someone screamed for a match, a mother-loving match, and set the car ablaze. The flames must have soared up instantly as those unspeakable bastards stood there and cheered as a decent man and his little one were roasted alive in their seats. The doors and the locks on the door must have fused together due to the heat of the blaze. I was not there, but I can imagine little Abjot's eyes widening with horror and panic as the flames consumed him. Even now, I am haunted by the face of little Abjot being burnt alive. That is when I wanted to resign. I could not bear to serve a system that had allowed this to happen. It took the bloody government 3 days to send in the freaking army there and stop those riots. In the meanwhile, hundreds of sick lives were lost. You want to talk about politics, Lucky? This is how it shatters my faith in this country and its bloody institutions. But no, I did not resign. I continued to ensure that no other mob goes out there and murders somebody else's nephew. Simply because I am still haunted by that one face enveloped in flame. I want to save that boy Lucky, and I want to save others like him. I want to put out these fires.
It's easy enough, isn't it? A woman available at your convenience 2 evenings a week. You don't have to give up anything. Your work, your family, your social life, your official commitments, you have it all! Including me.
I didn't have room for you in my life, Priscilla. I didn't need you in my life. I had trained myself to live without love.
I don't care! What have you had to give up for me?
My peace of mind.
If you want peace of mind, don't fall in love.
I didn't intend to fall in love. When I try and juggle the 100 things in my life, when I feel guilt, neglecting my daughter, of letting my work pile up, of putting a couple of hours with you, and of going to the temple with my family, fearing I will be missed precisely when I cannot explain my absence. I feel like falling in love was the most irresponsible thing I ever did.
So, You're suffering guilt about being irresponsible. That isn't much sacrifice. Other men would give up worlds to be with the woman they love.
Fiber in my being is clamoring to shout out to the world, Priscilla. I love her, she loves me.
But you can't. You've got too much to lose.
That's simply not fair. Priscilla, I love you. I breathe you, I think of you wherever I am. You accompany me in my heart, to meetings, to official dinners, to encounters with ministers. Priscilla, you permeate my life.
Then why can't you give me assurances that we'll be together?
I feel certain of my love. I just don't feel certain I can risk destroying my daughter to fulfill my love. Look, let me explain. In my society, my culture, no man with any self-respect would give his mangalsutra, his ring, his name to a woman who's been with other men before.
You are sick! I can hardly believe what I've heard. Are you saying that you might leave your wife, your daughter? Had I not been with other men before? Are you saying that you love me, but not enough to disrupt your life for me? You sound terribly confused.
I am. When we got together, I began to think nothing else mattered. Not my wife, not my child, not your past. But I've discovered it all does. I can't just walk away from it all.
But you can just walk away from me.
No, I can't. Don't you understand how terrible my torment is?
Don't you understand that I can't just wait around for you to end your confusion?
I know you can't, but
Can't you take your daughter away from that dreadful wife of yours?
I doubt the court would give me custody. And anyway, with my life, my work, how would I take care of her?
I would help.
Priscilla, you're not her mother. With all her faults, Geeta is.
With your arm lucky, I'm leaving.
Priscilla, please, I don't want you to go.
No! You want me to stay so that you can satisfy yourself and then go to your wife. Thanks. But I've had enough of that scenario.
Priscilla, don't leave. Priscilla, I love you.
Swamiji, every Saturday I've come here to seek your blessings. Tonight, I really need your help, Swamiji. My husband's friend Gorinda told me that my husband is in love with another woman, that American woman, and he plans to run off with her to America, leaving me and my daughter behind. I have read his diary, Swamiji, and it's heartbreaking. He writes many chichi things that they do together. I can't talk to him about this, Swamiji. I can only talk to you. I've organized a special puja at my home for the sake of my husband. I will do anything. Tanda, tantra, whatever it takes to keep my husband away from that foreign devil woman, Swamiji. Please help me. Please.
I had told you to leave her alone. I will tell you! I'm telling you! If I never had to come back at home, she won't be catching up to America! I'm telling you! I'll kill that foreign whore! I'll tell you! I'll kill that foreign whore!
Has spotted you cycling to the courtly. You should be careful. Why? I don't believe in ghosts. Oh, it's haunted. But not only by ghosts. I've been there a couple of times and I've never seen anyone else there. Okay. Don't say I didn't warn you.
नमस्ते साहब। साहब, मुझे आप
बतानी थी।
बोलो।
हमारे डीएम साहब है ना, वो हर मंगलवार और शनिवार को कोटली जाते हैं फिरंगी मैडम से मिलने।
ये तो बड़ी अच्छी बात बताई। इसका मतलब है हमारे प्यारे और अच्छे डीएम साहब फिरंगन औरत के साथ रंगरलियां मना रहे हैं। मंगलवार और शनिवार ना?
जी साहब।
कादम्बरी, तुम एक अच्छी लड़की, एक अच्छी हिंदू लड़की, और ये जो सूचना इकट्ठा करने में तुम्हें कष्ट हुआ है, इसके लिए ये तो कुछ
नहीं साहब।
Dearest Lucky, I'm leaving town on Tuesday morning. My flight back home from Delhi is on Thursday, and I guess I'll never see you again. It's been so hard, Lucky. There are 100 things I wanted to say to you, to ask you, but you've never given me the chance. And now, we may never have the chance again. I'm going back to the Kotli for the very last time tomorrow. How many Saturday evenings I've spent there with you. Do you remember last month when you wrote to me and said that you'd be there after I had walked out on you? And I came to see you because I couldn't bear not to. That all seems 100 years ago now, Lucky. And it's now my turn to ask the same of you. Will you come tomorrow? Just for old time's sake? I just want to see the sunset one last time with you. And to say goodbye properly. I'm sure you can do it if you want to. I know that your wife and your daughter are usually at the temple on Saturday evenings. It's not too much to ask. Is it, Lucky? But don't let this note put too much pressure on you, Lucky. If you think that it's too painful for you or disloyal to your family or whatever, don't come. Think about everything and decide for yourself. I'll be waiting. I know you're a decent and honorable man. Whatever you do, Lucky, I know that you will do the right thing. Yours, as ever, Priscilla.
कोई भी अपने घर के बाहर नहीं नजर आना चाहिए। जो भी उल्लंघन करता हुआ पाया जाएगा उसे अरेस्ट कर लिया जाएगा।
जिस हिंदू का खून न खाने,
खून नहीं वो पानी है,
जो राम जन्मभूमि के नाम न जाए,
वो बेकार सवारी है।
हमारे हिंदू भाई का खून, इसका बदला तो हम लेके रहेंगे।
नहीं छोड़ेंगे मुसलमानों को,
नहीं छोड़ेंगे। खून का बदला खून, खून का बदला खून, खून का बदला खून।
जलीलगढ़ में बहुचर्चित राम जन्मभूमि आंदोलन के कारण हुए दंगों में एक मोहम्मद नामक बालक, जो कि एक चाय की दुकान पर काम करता था, की हत्या की खबरें आई हैं। उसकी असामान्य परिस्थितियों में हत्या ने उस इलाके में सबको स्तब्ध कर दिया है। वह 15 साल का बालक अपने इलाके में अपनी खुशमिजाजी के लिए मशहूर था।
हमारी आपसे गुजारिश है कि वीडियो जरा शांत माहौल में करें, इससे हम दंगा होने से बचा सकते हैं। बहुत अच्छा लड़का था मोहम्मद, बहुत बुरा हुआ जो भी हुआ, बहुत दुख की बात है। क्या आप हमें कुछ क्रिमिनल्स के नाम बता सकती हैं? इससे हमें बहुत मदद मिलेगी।
कोई फायदा नहीं है नाम बताने का। बार बार वही आदमी लूटने, मारने, जलाने आ जाते हैं और कुछ नहीं होता। और क्या करता है आपका कानून? पिछली बारी भी हमने नाम बताए थे ना, सोचा था कुछ होगा। 4 दिन बाद भी कोई अरेस्ट नहीं हुआ। बार बार हमारे ही लोग अरेस्ट होते रहते हैं और इस
हमारे साथ जो किया, उसके बाद क्या तरीका है उसका हमारे साथ बर्ताव करने का? तुम्हारे बेटे अरूप के साथ जो हुआ, जानकर मैं गुस्से से चला जा रहा। क्या सुंदर लड़का था वो, और तुम चिंता मत करना, हम इसका बदला लेकर रहेंगे मुसलमानों से और उस डीएम लक्ष्मण से जिसने उन्हें ऐसा करने की छूट दी। पर ध्यान रहे, कोई उल्टा सीधा कदम मत उठाना, आखिर है तो डीएम। एक तरीका है जिससे हम उसे नंगा, वह हर मंगलवार और शनिवार अमेरिकन तिरंगा मार्ग के साथ होटल में अकेला होता है, वहां उसके गार्ड नहीं होते। अच्छा आप जाओ, जाके स्नान करके पूजा करने और दिन ढलने के बाद कोठी पर आ जाना। प्रतिशोध का स्वाद तो और बढ़ जाता है जब उसके आनंद लेने के लिए समय मिल जाए।
I'm neither Hindu nor Muslim. I'm neither a sinner nor a saint. I know not the path of vice and virtue. In whose heart dwells the Lord, they renounce duality, be they Hindu or Muslim.